We can see you, Carrie. I don't know if I can hear you yet.
Hello?
There you are.
Can you hear us, Carrie?
Okay, I can hear you now. Can you hear
That's
me?
great. Yes,
Okay, perfect.
now we can. Wonderful. How are you?
I am doing well. How are you guys?
Doing well.
Get in there as well.
Nice.
Okay. So we were discussing with Sean some of the things that we were having kind of hard time trying to figure out. They're in this preparation sheet. I don't know if you're fine with part 1.
I got answers for it all. I'm trying to, I don't know, I did it yesterday and I've been doing other stuff. So I'm trying to put it back in my mind now and try to remember it all.
Okay.
One of the things Kevin's said a couple times is it's going to take practice, practice, practice.
Yeah.
Yes. Because this applet, this is new to me. Didn't use that before.
Yeah, that's the first time I've used it also.
Yes, and just the wording of the problems is just getting there with the symbols and trying to keep in mind the definitions of those. But overall, it's going well.
Yeah. I know when I was doing it yesterday and kind of getting all the answers, it was making sense to me at the time. And now it's just a matter of retaining that and but yeah.
Okay. So then if you want, we can start. We need to analyze part 2. And then we have the mean and the standard deviation for GRE scores and the speed of hydrogen. So then we have number 6. It says the mean of all quantitative scores on the GRE is 150.8 with a standard deviation of 8.8. And letter A says scores in the quantitative portion of the GRE are approximately normally distributed with mean, and this is 150.8, and then the standard deviation at 8.8. So letter B says, what proportion of the people who take the quantitative portion of the GRE will score above 165?
Okay.
So for that one, I took the 165 to be the variable of x in the equation, subtracted the mean of 150.8, and then divided it by 8.8. I have to plug my computer into my power cord here.
Right. You're getting kind of, your voice sounds like a robot.
Of 1.614, and the probability equaled 0.053 is what I came up with.
It's 0.5334, just rounded it. Yes.
So what was it again that you got?
The final probability I got was 0.053.
0.053.
And if there's rounding to do there, the applet didn't show me much more than what I got. There's a couple of them where it didn't.
Okay, yes. That's the same I got. Then it says for letter C, if a student score as a 10th percentile, what would their corresponding z-score be?
And to find that, you just put 0.1 in the applet, correct?
Yeah, 0.1.
And that led a z-score of negative 1.282.
Correct, yes. Then it says for letter D, What is the quantitative GRE score for a student who scores at the 10th percentile?
This one gave me a little bit of an issue. I had to really pay attention to the variables and make sure I was adding the right mean instead of something else that I had written down in my notes.
Mm-hmm.
I had to rework
Yes. This one, yes. I got in the end 139.52.
I got 139.5. I didn't go to the extra rounded, but rounded up to 140, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Because it was minus 1.282 equal to the variable x minus the mean 150.8 divided by 8.8.
Right.
Then just to solve for x is given us that amount.
Yep.
Is this what you got, Carrie?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So does someone want to go through over question 7?
Hold on. So my audio is being a little weird. I'm sorry. Just a sec.
So the mean speed of hydrogen at room temperature is given at 1800 meters per second with a standard deviation of 600 meters per second. So then it asks at room temperature for you to repeat back what the normal population mean would be, the 1800 meters per second. The standard deviation is 600. That's already given. So what is the probability that a randomly selected particle has a speed over 2,500 meters per second? So what's the probability that x is going to be greater than 2,500 meters per second? When I worked that out, doing the same formula we did, used x for the variable 2,500, little x, minus 1,800 divided by 600. I came up with a z-score of 1.1666. And the probability that the z-scored is going to be greater than 1.1667 equaled 0.1216. Remember, I put that in.
Yes. That's right.
So for those ones, it's a matter of solving for your z-score and then using the applet. I think that from what I understood of the reading, we'll be able to use the applet a lot this semester, so we're supposed to get familiar with how to use it.
Yes, and as well as providing us the link so we can have it handy.
Okay. All right, so C is what is the probability that a randomly selected particle has a speed that is less than 2,500 meters a second? So go through the same process, but this time you're looking for less than, so things that are on the left of it. And according to the probability applet, I ended up with 0.8784.
Correct.
So I guess.
Yes, okay. And it's a way to do this is to remember that the whole number must be 1. And just subtracting from 1.1216, it gives us 0.8784.
That's a good refresher. Thank you for bringing that up. In the back of my mind, I knew it, but I don't think I thought about it at all during this one.
Yes, it's just an easy way to go whenever it's asking yes, what it will be the other side around.
And then, so then it asked for what is below 1,500. So I used 1,500 as the variable for x. Went through the same process and ended up with 0.3085.
Yes.
And then I got hung up on the words in section E here of it, and I forgot to go to the left where before I solved for the right, what was above the 2,500. So I was using the wrong numbers. Once I got the right numbers plugged in, it was just a matter of doing the math. The probability between the two. So you ended up with 0.8784 subtracted the 0.03 or 0.3085. And just do the math so you know which two is in between them. And the area was 0.5698.
Yes, that's the same that I got.
Okay. And then we worked through the F while we were waiting for Carrie here. I really got hung up on the wording here, thinking that the third quartile only wanted to know what was 75% or above, not 50 and. Yeah. I messed up with that.
Yes, but this one, what we were discussing, Carrie, before you came into the discussion, is it's just, for me, was to use the applet, typing in there the 75%, which is the third quartile, and then I was getting a z-score of 0.674, and then I just used the z-score formula to solve for x. So then I had 0.674 equal to x minus 1800 divided by 600. So then multiplying 600 by 0.674 was giving me 404.4. And then adding up the 1800 plus the 404.4, giving me the total of 2204.4 equal to x. So this is what you got for this one, Carrie?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't hear you, Carrie.
Yes, I can hear you as well, Carrie. Can you hear me, Sean?
I can hear you, yes.
Yeah, it seems like.
How about a thumbs up if that's the answer you got and if that made sense? Can you hear him? Okay, so he can hear and he got that.
Okay, wonderful. So then I think the easy part for me on this preparation sheet was question 8, which was to determine whether the data represented in this Q plots are normally distributed or not. Then it says record your answers for each graph, justify your answer. The first one for me was not normal because it was not linear. It was kind of a mess.
Right. Yes, the shape was not there. So when it came into, in order for it to be a Q normal distribution, it had to be straight. But I understand the process of taking your data points and plugging them into the Excel spreadsheet. But I still don't know where the QQ plot came from or why it's relevant. But I guess we'll figure that out in the future. But
yes, I think as we go more in depth with the specific graphics. Then what is what you got for plot B?
For plot B was not normal because it was more of a curve. It wasn't a straight line.
Correct. That's the same. Then for letter C, yes, I got this one. It's normal because we're able to see that the line lining and it's very straight.
Yep. Even though there's a little bit of a play at the ends, if I remember correctly in the reading, they said that was okay.
Not to pay too much attention to the edges, because we will have kind of 1-2 points just not going related, but that's not making a lot of difference. As well with letter D.
So for me, D was the same. It was normal, and E was not normal.
Correct. And then finally, F for me was normal.
That's what I put as well.
Because it's just the edges that are not completely matching, but it's not making a health difference. Okay, so is it what you got, Carrie?
I'm trying to read your lips, Carrie. It looked like you said right. That's what I got. So yeah. I know.
Okay. So I don't know if is there any other question before we move on to the quiz?
I don't have any other questions right at the moment. No.
No, I have no questions as well. So then if you want, then we can go ahead and move on to the quiz then.
Okay. I'm looking it up now.
Me too.
Carrie, you don't by chance happen to have a little whiteboard there, do you? I'd loan you mine, but I don't think that I could get it there in time.
Yes, it seems like it's kind of delayed. Okay, you can use the chat as well, Carrie, for the Google Hangout, so we can see if you.
I think you might have went to look for something. I should have suggested that instead of the whiteboard. Hey, Carrie, Kevin just mentioned that you can use the chat version of it as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think we have some delay with him. Okay, we'll type in that. We will be starting the quiz. Okay, so do you have the quiz ready, Sean?
It's still pulling up for me here. I got to do that little dance to get it to where I can actually.
Okay, no worries. That way we can still wait a couple of more minutes for Carrie.
All right, it's going ahead and loading now, so.
Yes, Carrie says, sorry, I don't know why I do not have audio. That is fine. We will go through the quiz. And if you have comments, type those.
So you can hear us just fine then, is what you just said. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So then let's move on then. We have...
Hey, Carrie, I know this is a real stupid question, but you didn't accidentally mute something somewhere, did you, on your keyboard? Just checking, brother.
Just to let you know, whenever we will mute the Hangout from our side, we can use the mic and it will.
Mm-hmm.
There you are.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you now.
That's weird. Yeah, my mic.
Okay, that's
weird. I activated the microphone, like I unactivated and then reactivated the microphone. I don't know why. That's being weird.
Good. I'm glad it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great that we have you. Okay. So do you have Carrie the quiz pulled up?
Yes. Yep.
Just instruction says, when calculating anything, please remember to round to 3 decimal places unless otherwise specified. Do not round until your calculation is complete.
Okay.
Okay.
So question 3 says, the total area under a normal distribution curve must equal.
That would be 1, right?
1.
Yes. 2, 1. Okay. Who would like to read 4?
Under
Says-
certain circumstances,
Go
a
ahead.
normal distribution curve can drop below the x-axis.
False.
That's false.
Right.
A normal distribution curve is symmetric. That is true.
Yes.
True. Yep.
That is true. Then it says, use the following image to answer the next two questions. And then we have a area BBB, and question says, which of the following elements of the figure represents the Z-score? It's letter C, correct?
Correct.
Right. Yep.
Which of the following elements of the figure represents the probability that the z-score will be greater than 1.0? I'm going to say B.
Yes, because that's the space we have not shaded.
Right. All right, so according to the 68, 95, 99.7 rule, what percentage of the data from a bell-shaped distribution will be within one standard deviation of the mean? Write your answer as a percentage such as 42 rather than a proportion such as 0.42.
Percentage.
That was
68% will be within the first standard deviation, correct?
Yeah, 68% you said, right?
Yes. Yeah, so then it says it's just for rather than proportion.
Now, you don't have to put the percentage symbol in there, right? Just put the number.
Just
Yeah,
68, yes.
Yep, 68, yep.
Yeah, because it says write your answer as a percentage such as 42 rather than a proportion such as 0.42. Mm-hmm. So then it says number 9, suppose that z-score come from a standard normal distribution. Use the normal probability applet to answer this question. What proportion of the z-scores will be between -1 and 1? And it says scores supposed to come from standard deviation. To answer this question, what proportions of the z-scores will be between -1 and 1?
That'd be 0.6827. I'm doing that right.
How are you coming with that answer, Carrie?
If you put your z-scores at 1, then the area shows 0.6827. Is that what you did, Carrie?
That's what I did. Yeah. So I just, in the z-score, I just put 1 and then it put the -1 on the other side. So the area was 0.6827.
Okay, just let me type it in here. 1 -1 and 1. So you said 0.6827.
Yeah, 0.6827 is what I got.
Having on the
So that needs to round up to 0.683 then, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, question 10.
Suppose that z-score comes from a standard normal distribution. Use the normal probability applet to answer this question. What proportion of the z-scores will be between -2 and 2? Your answer in decimal accurate to 3 decimal places. So we just do the same thing, right? Just put a 2 in.
-2 and 2. Are you getting 0.0455?
I ended up with 0.9545. Yep.
That's what I got too, the 9545.
Okay. So there will be 9 I'm sorry, 0.955 then, correct?
Correct.
0.955.
Yep, 955.
Okay, suppose that z-scores come from a standard normal distribution. 3 and 3 this time. 0.9973.
Yep, that's what I got. So 0.997.
Correct. Then it says number 12, look carefully at your answers to the last 3 questions. What do you observe? The values match the 68, 95, 99.7% rule. As the z-score increases, the area between minus z and z decreases. The probabilities double as you move from z1 to z2.
That'll be the first one. The values match 68, 95, 99.7 rule.
I agree.
Yes.
Okay, this is a fun one. Use the following information to answer the next 6 questions. The amount of protein that an individual must consume is different for every person. There are solid theoretical ideas that suggest that the protein requirement will be normally distributed in the population of the United States. The protein requirement is given in terms of the number of grams of good quality protein that must be consumed each day per kilogram body of weight. Yeah, those numbers. The population mean protein requirement for adults is 0.65 grams. And the population standard deviation is 0.07, all that. So what proportion of the population have a protein requirement that is less than 0.6?
Less than 0.6 minus 0.65 divided by 0.07. So then I got 60 minus 0.65 equal divided by 0.07. I got 0. It's negative 0.714.
So that's your z-score, right? Or did you already enter your z-score in?
No, this is the z-score. Then it says what proportion of the population.
So you ended up with negative 0.007, is that correct?
Yes, that's the z-score I got. But it says what proportion.
So that, when you go back to what proportion?
Yes, negative
You want
0.714. So then if we type in the z-score on the applet, it's given me the area.
Z-score again? I'm sorry.
I got negative 0.714. And then just to look for the area, it's given me 0.7624. So
okay, that's what I got.
Do we need to type in the z-score or the probability? I think it's the probability, right?
You do. You need to, because what you're doing is you have to find the z-score first, and then plug that in, and that gives you, you will need to find what's less than the point, your z-score, correct?
Right, so it'd be the left 2 parts being shaded, right? Which the area, like you said, was 0.7624.
Yes. So then it will be 0.62. I'm sorry, 0.762.
Yep.
Are you sure it's not 0.2382? Because all you're looking for is what's to the left of less than 60, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, because it says. So which one are you getting? 762 or just the other 1.2 something?
So let me see if I can. Okay, so you're looking for the probability that X was greater than, I don't know if I have a greater than, let's see here. X, so we're looking for 60 was less than 0.60, right? So you do your calculation and get your Z-score. So your next probability that you're looking for is that X is less than negative 0.714. So that's from the homework. That's what you were trying to solve for. So you were only looking for what was less than X. Or in the preparation.
Well, I think because the right red line, that would be the positive 0.60, isn't it? And then if the left one would be a negative, I don't know, maybe. And so it'd be the two areas shaded left of that right red line on the applet, if I'm not mistaken.
That's because it's going to need to be less than what your mean is. Already tells you.
It makes sense.
I don't know. Okay. So what do you think the area is?
So then with what you just shared with us,
right?
Because it says, yes, the question says have a point requirement that is less than 0.60. So then it will be the other way around, just having the left side shaded, which is giving us 0.2376.
Right, yeah, I see what you're saying now, because the mean being 0.65, the 0.6 is less than that. And so it would just be the shaded area left of the left red line. Which you said was a 0.237, right? Or 0.238 when we round?
0.238.
0.238 when you round.
Yes. Yes, that makes sense because it's asking us less than 60.
If we get this one wrong, I'll apologize.
No, I understand what you're saying. I agree with what you said.
Now it makes sense, Sean. That was my
So
the part that I was confused about during the homework.
On 14, it wants to know who is above 0.60. So if we go back to that distribution applet and shade the middle and the upper right, that should give us 7624, which has to add up to 1.
Yes, which is 0.762.
Right. Yep, and that equals 1.
So then question 15 says, what proportion of the population have a point requirement that is less than 0.70? Give your answer as a decimal accurate to 3 decimal places. That's for 70. That's 0.70 minus 0.65 divided by 0.07. The z-score is 0.714.
Did that give you the same z-score, the 0.714?
Pretty darn close.
Yes, that's what I got.
Except for it's
Sorry?
the inverse. It's a positive instead of a negative.
Right. Yep.
Okay. So it's
So
going to be
this
the same. All right.
That's going to be 0.762 again.
So this time,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yes.
You guys ready to move forward? The probability that a
Yep.
random selected person will have a protein requirement that is between 0.60 and 0.70. Remember that to find the area between the two values, shade to the left of each z-score, you calculate and then subtract the smaller area from the larger area. Okay?
Okay.
So you've got to the left 0.7624 minus
Minus
0.2.
238.
2376. It's 0.5248.
Yep. So that's
Yeah,
just
well,
in the applet. It's just the middle part shaded. It's the same. It ends up being the same.
So 0.525 if we round it.
525.
Yep.
So then it says find the 35th percentile for the protein requirements for adults. And it will be just to type in 0.35 in the area.
Here.
Yeah, it's just the 35. It's given us this z-score for negative 0.385. Is it what you're getting?
That's what the z-score is, yeah.
And it's 0.385. It's equal to the x minus the mean, which is 0.65 divided by 0.07. So this will be 0.07 multiplied by 0.385. It's negative 0.02695 equal x. And then 0.65 0.2695. I am getting that it's 0.6230. I don't know what you're getting.
So you use the z-score minus the mean, divide by the standard deviation. Is that correct? Am I following you so far?
Yes, I used the negative z-score for minus
Right.
0.385 divided by 0.07. And then adding 0.65. Just from the division from negative 0.385 divided by 0.07, I got negative 0.02695.
Is this?
This is what you got.
Let me come back here to where I can actually see it here. Is this where? Is this like the first question that I asked you before, Kevin, when we first started?
Yes.
So you put the z-score in for your z, and then you solve for x again, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
So I ended up with 0.67695. I don't know if I did something wrong or. But I used the positive z-score instead of the negative. I don't know if that makes a difference.
That's the one that I'm not sure. Do we need to use the negative or the positive z-score?
The negative.
The negative, right? Because it's the 35 percentile.
Yeah, it's the negative.
Okay.
Use that. All right. So then I add. I ended up with 0.6468.
Just one second.
Did you use all the decimal places, Sean?
Let me try it again here just to make sure I've got the right information again.
If you want, we can do it all together.
So
First, we have point.
What did you get, Kevin?
Negative 0.385, which is the z-score.
Mm-hmm.
We divide that amount by 0.07.
hold on a second, Kevin. How did you get to? I got for a z-score when I put the 35 percentile in there, negative 0.454 for a z-score.
454. Let me try it again with 35 and the applet.
Well, you should take the negative 0.385 and multiply times it by the 0.07, right?
I am getting for the z-score negative 0.385 on the applet.
Right, I got the negative 0.385. Then you would multiply that by the 0.07.
And that's whenever you put 0.35 in there, you get negative. That is weird. 0.35. Whenever I enter 0.35, it tells me my z-score is negative 0.454.
Yes, that's weird because remember the previous problems? I just pulled up a different applet and it was giving me different outcomes than the ones you were mentioning. So that's why I was kind of lost in the previous problems because yes, the applet was giving me something totally different. So the one that I am using right now is the one which is included on the textbook.
Okay. I'm going to pull up that one. And we'll just do 0.35. How crazy is that?
Yes, I don't know because the one which is giving us just the link, it's giving me something totally different. But the one from the book, it's giving me the right answers.
Now see, this did it again. I just used the one. I'm still coming up with negative 0.454. That's crazy.
Still on the one from the book?
I used the one from the book and the one from the quiz.
Let me try with the one being given on the quiz. It's 0.35. If I use the one on the quiz, it's giving me the z-score for 0.935.
0.935.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. If we're looking, let me reread the question real quick.
Yeah.
Use the probability answer. We were on question
17.
17. The 35th percentile. So that is going to be only the area shaded to the left, correct?
Right.
Correct.
You shade that,
Correct.
just that one, and then plug in 0.35. What do you get?
I get the negative 0.385.
Okay, that's
the one that I got.
That's where I was messing up. So that's there was my mistake. Negative 0.385. Okay, now we're all on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
So then multiply it by 0.07.
Multiplied by 0.07.
Then we got 0.02695.
Right, negative, right?
Negative, of course. Then we will add the 0.65, which is the mean. So then we will get positive 0.623.
Yeah, but mine ended up being positive. I didn't have a negative on that, on the answer.
No, it's positive 623.
Okay. Yeah, so 0.623 is what I got.
Is that what you got, Sean?
6.623. Yes.
Perfect.
Yes. The last one says find the 80th percentile for the point requirement for adults. So I think it's the same, just changing the percentile from 35 to 80.
Sorry, Peter told me I did something wrong there. I had to figure out what I just did wrong. Okay. So find the 80th percentile for the protein. We're doing the exact same thing, but 80. So it's going to be everything shaded from the second one over down, correct? This time?
Yes.
Right.
The center,
so we use the positive z-score this time.
on the left side, and the positive z-score, yes.
Right.
The positive z-score was 0.842. Is that what you guys got?
Yes.
Yes. 842 multiplied by 0.07. I am getting 0.05894.
Mm-hmm.
And then plus 0.65. I am getting 0.70894.
Yep, that's what I got.
So then the round answer will be 0.709.
That sounds good to me.
709.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go to submitting and check it out.
There's definitely something wrong with the way that it just doesn't fit on the screen the same this year.
Yeah.
My buttons are so far down into my toolbar that I barely can hit submit quiz. There it came up that time.
Okay, sounds like we got everything right.
Fantastic.
Nice. Good job, guys.
Appreciate the help.
Yeah, that worked out great.
Yes, we thank you, Sean, for letting us know the one that we were struggling with.
Yeah. I'm
With
glad
the 60. I was kind of lost with that one because I didn't know what part needed to be shaded, but thank you.
At all. You're welcome.
Okay, so then I don't know if you have any other question we can cover real quick.
I don't have any more
Sounds
questions
good.
tonight. Thanks again, Kevin, for being the first one to launch it and get us ready and going.
Yeah, that's really convenient.
worries, it's a
I appreciate
pleasure.
that.
Okay, so then see you next Tuesday then.
Okay,
All right.
sounds good.
Okay, have a good night as well.